What's going on, YouTubers? This is Buddy coming at you. Another quick video on the 65-gallon mixed reef. It's been a while since I did a video, so I thought I would do this video here today just to kind of update you and tell you where I've been at. So the first thing I'll talk about is the 20-gallon long that I put together. I got a new job. I started a new job, and I've been so busy. Excuse me. I haven't been able to upload a video in a while because I've been extremely busy, especially with the holiday season coming up. Now that Christmas has just passed, things have kind of died down a little bit, and I had the couple days off of work here. So what I did was I tore the 20-gallon down. I actually took it down yesterday, and I set up this section of rock work here because really the two aquariums was too much for me to handle. With having a family and everything, I just didn't have the time to take care of both tanks. So I was neglecting both of my aquariums quite a bit. I was doing the bare minimum to keep them alive because I was just so busy, and adding the two tanks in there, it was just too much. So the 20-gallon was really getting neglected really bad. The 65-gallon here was being neglected as well. I went a month without changing out my calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium bottles. I just honestly forgot. I was so busy running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I just completely forgot to change out my bottles. So I had a little bit of negative effects because of that. A couple of the corals that are on this side here came out of the 20-gallon upstairs, and I'll give you a close-up of those, and you'll see how they were dying off due to neglect by me, just because I was so busy having to manually dose that tank upstairs. And believe it or not, that 20-gallon aquarium upstairs evaporated double the amount of water that my 65-gallon here in the downstairs of my house evaporated. The upstairs is warmer, and it just caused the tank to evaporate a ton of water every day, or about 2 gallons of water daily, where this aquarium downstairs here evaporates about a half a gallon of water a day. So it was a lot more water that I had to make every day, and I just didn't have the time to do it. So there was days where the salinity was up and down due to lack of me topping the tank off daily. Like I said, 2 gallons evaporation every day was quite a bit, especially on a small aquarium like that, and that could cause huge changes in water chemistry. And then add in the fact that I had to manually top off that tank every day was really causing a lot of extra work on me, and that would cause me to neglect my 65-gallon aquarium down here. And I've had a couple corals show signs of negative effects because of this neglect and me not having the time to manage both aquariums. And then on top of that, I wasn't uploading videos, I wasn't keeping you guys in the loop, talking about my struggles and me being so busy with my new job and working so many hours and the family. I just hadn't have the time to do the videos. So I'll get you up to date. I'll kind of show you one of the corals here that are definitely showing signs of stress due to my issues, basically due to me slacking off and not having the time to maintain my aquariums. So the 20-gallon, I broke it down. Enough is enough. I have to go back to the single aquarium. I still have the tank and everything. I'll probably more than likely in the next month, when I get a chance, bring it down here and plumb it into this aquarium here to add more water volume to this aquarium, more stability to this tank, and to make it a lot easier on me. So this way I can still have my 20-gallon, but without the extra work. That'll be plumbed into this aquarium. It'll all be the same. So if I do a water change, it's a water change on both tanks. If I'm dosing, it's dosed to both aquariums, and it'll be really stable. And that'll make it so I can still have my 65-gallon, or my 20-gallon and my 65. So I still have the tank. It's upstairs. I just took all the rock and stuff out of it. The only thing that's in there right now is the sand, and that sand I will take out and fully rinse before I set the tank back up, or I'll just throw it out and start new. I never like to reuse sand once I take a tank down. But if you rinse it out really, really good, you should be fine. So essentially I'll be starting that tank over if I decide to plumb it into this aquarium here. And all the rock that was in there is stacked up right here, which I actually like it. I think it looks really sharp. I have a nice cave system going in here, and it looks really cool. So, maybe I'll keep it and do something kind of simple with that other tank. It gives a nice cave in contrast to this aquarium. So in this tank also, I didn't change out my carbon or phosphate media in 2 months. I just forgot to go. I've been meaning to go to the store and buy more because I normally buy a bunch at once, and I have it and I change it out every month. You should change your carbon out about every 2 weeks, but I change it out monthly. I really don't care that much, and I've never really noticed any real difference in water clarity. I'm sure there is, but by eye I don't notice it, but I'm sure there definitely is a little bit over the month. But for me, I change my carbon out once a month and my phosphate media as well, because I mix the two and run them in a reactor together. So as you can see, the tank is still up and running. It's doing well for the most part. My calcium alkalinity, my magnesium was, for the most part, was still good. It dropped off a little, my magnesium did. My calcium alkalinity really did drop off significantly due to the fact that I just completely forgot to change out my bottles. They were empty, and were they empty for a month, 2 weeks? I don't know. I just completely forgot to change them out. I stopped taking logs. I was just coming home from work. I was beat, and I just wasn't doing it. And so that caused some issues here. I'll try to show you on this coral here. I don't know if you'll get it. But yeah, you can kind of see it right there. You'll see a little skeleton showing, and there's a little bit of skeleton showing there. When I was home from work for the few days, I noticed, I started to take notice of the tank, and I started to realize that, hey, you know, I gotta get things together here. I can't let my tanks be neglected like this, and having 2 tanks is too much for me because I do have a family, a full-time job. I want to spend time with my wife and things like that. So it was just too much for me. Plus I have a dog that I have to walk and take care of him, you know, so 2 tanks were just way too much for me. But you know, the principle of setting that aquarium, that tank up, was just to show somebody how to do it, from, you know, buying a cheap aquarium, drilling it, building the stand, setting it up, cycling it. And I feel like I've accomplished that to the best of my abilities as far as teaching somebody. And I'm not the best teacher, but I do try. I tend to sometimes explain things, but I leave things out. Not intentionally. I just feel like some things are common sense and some things aren't. So I kind of touch on things that I feel like aren't common sense, but other people may feel like, hey, what you said was common sense, but the other thing wasn't. So like I said, I'm not the best teacher. I don't always explain things in full detail, and that could sometimes leave people slightly confused. But I do my best, and if anybody has any questions, you can always hit me up, and I'll answer the questions to the best of my abilities. I still was answering questions as people left me messages. I was able to do that at night before I laid down for bed. I was checking them and answering them, getting to as many as I could. Now that my channel is growing and I have over 300 subscribers, I find that it's a bit harder for me to get to every question. So if you ask me a question and it don't get answered for a few days, be patient. I will answer it, and I know sometimes you want an immediate answer, and I'm really trying my best to answer your question as quickly as possible. So guys, this is the tank. This is where I'm at right now. So basically what I'm doing, because it was the holidays and I didn't get a chance to go to the store to refill my bottles, basically what I did was I went back to dosing liquid calcium reactor in this aquarium. And that is just a temporary thing, just to get my levels back to where they need to be. And then I will go back to dosing basically I call it a 3-part. A lot of people refer to it as a 2-part. But it's a true 2-part, has 3 elements, which would be calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, and then you have your regular 2-part, which is a calcium and alkalinity base. I refer to it as a 3-part just to keep it simple, because I'm dosing 3 parts: calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium. A 2-part in my eyes, when you say 2-part, it's calcium and alkalinity. Excuse me, to keep things simple. So as I was setting up this section of rock work here, I broke off a couple pieces of coral. I broke that one. I broke a good arm off of that one. But you know, it's right there. This is the coral that was upstairs in the 20-gallon. As you can see, it's mostly dead, but there is a little bit of life left to it, and hopefully now that I got it down here and I'll be taking care of my aquarium again, I'll be able to bring that piece back from the dead, because it technically still is alive. This is a frog spawn that was also upstairs that is doing much better now that it's been down here for a few days. Ooh, what just happened, guys? Hold on. Give me a second. You'll see that the skeleton it was starting to recede from the skeleton base. But it's open now. It's doing well. I fed it, and as you can see, there is some. This is the rock that came out of the 20-gallon upstairs. You'll see that there are a little bit of cyano and a little bit of hair algae and stuff on it, and hopefully I can get all of that under control and get this rock work looking nice and clean again, and get it back to where it needs to be now that it's going to be in a stable environment. So I have a bunch of corals down here, SBS corals, and I'm gonna have one cluster of rock, or one cluster hopefully grow out. Guys, I'm sorry, I just my mind is racing right now. I got so much going on. This piece here, I actually forgot I had it when I was doing all this. I found it underneath a rock over there. How long it was under that rock, I don't know. And that's one of the things I talk about, is observation. Checking on your aquariums every day. Observation here. Hold on, guys, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to fix this here a little bit. Alright, well, it got a little bright on me. This is a new phone that I have that I'm working on here. So this is new to me as well. So I'm working on getting that. Ooh, I think I got it. I'm working on the controls of this new phone. I got everybody, my wife and kids and me, I got new phones. My wife and daughter got the iPhone 6s, and me and my son got the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. So I'm on the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. So hopefully once I figure out the settings on this phone, my videos should be a lot better. My picture quality should be really good. So this is my first attempt at making a video with this new phone, so it'll get better. So for the most part, the tank is doing well. It's up, it's thriving, sort of. But I will, now that I'm down to one tank, I can put more of my attention to this one aquarium and get my tank back to where it needs to be and thriving. You'll notice I have a little bit of algae on the sand bed down here. Nothing too serious. This is all a very easy fix for me. Once I put my calcium, or once I get my phosphate media and my carbon back running, it'll be fine, and this will clear up quite quickly. So I'm not too stressed about that. A piece of my star polyps right there ripped off when I was doing putting the rock in there. It slipped, and thank God I caught it. It almost hit the bottom of the tank and probably would have broke it. My anemone is back in there adjusting to the light. Hopefully he'll come back out when he's ready. So I have a lot of corals that I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to keep them, if they're going to stay here. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on. I'm hoping some make it. I'm not quite sure about this piece here. I'm really hoping it'll come back to life, but not 100% sure if it's going to or not, but we will find out. You can see there's some flesh left to it, so let's just keep our fingers crossed. We'll feed it a healthy diet, basically target feed it with some Phyto Feast and vitamins and stuff like that, and see if we can get it back to life here. Sorry guys, you'll see that I keep adjusting the color temperature. Every time I touch the screen, the focus, it's messing me up. Alright guys, this is Buddy coming at you. Another quick video on my reef aquariums. This is the 65-gallon reef, and as of right now, the 20-gallon mixed reef is down. It is no longer in operation just because it was too much for me to maintain 2 aquariums. Too busy, having a family and full-time job and a dog and everything else is just way too much for me to handle at the point in time. And basically what I was doing is I was neglecting one tank. You know, I would start taking care of one, neglecting the other, and then I would do the other and neglecting, you know, the other. It's just too much for me. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to plumb it in to this aquarium, hopefully, if I decide to go that route, and have them both down here and kind of do like an L shape with the tanks, and I'll be pretty happy with that. If not, I will do that 20-gallon as a show refugium. Just make it a showcased refugium, deep sand bed with a fine sugar fine sand, some decorative macroalgae, maybe a couple, I don't know, a couple mangrove trees, and do something decorative. I think that's honestly the way I'm going to go with that aquarium. Alright guys, this is Buddy signing out, and guys, I want to thank you for the support, tongue twister there, all the support you guys show my channel. I really appreciate it, guys. I've had, you know, I've got up to 311 subscribers, and I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm really impressed, and I thank you guys for that. I have quite a few views on a lot of my videos, 14,000, 10,000, 8,000. I mean, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I really like all the comments you guys leave me. I love hearing from you guys. And if you guys upload videos, please leave me a link so I can watch the videos. I love interacting with all my subscribers. So please leave me links to that so I can check it out. Alright guys, this is Buddy signing out. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Happy reefing, guys.